What is up, Dan fam? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're gonna go ahead and cover low budget Facebook advertising. I'm gonna show you how to go out there and interest target, what's working right now. As a matter of fact, there's so much that you're gonna learn in this particular video. So without any further ado, let's just get right into it. So if you haven't done so yet, this morning I put something on my Instagram showing you a particular product that I believe is going to do multiple six figures. It's gonna be an absolutely incredible product to go ahead and sell. And not only that, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you leave a comment down below starting with hashtag DanFam and one thing that you learned in this particular video, because that enters you for a chance to win a private 20-minute consultation call with me. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe with notifications onto this particular channel. So without any further ado, let's jump into my computer so I can go ahead and outline everything you need to know when it comes down to advertising on Facebook with a very small budget. Let's get into it. So the very first thing I'm going to talk about is something that nobody tells you, so please understand this. When you find a supplier and they say they offer ePacket, right? Now, ePacket is typically a universal kind of way to ship a particular item from China. Typically, ePacket was set up between China and the United States Postal Service as a means to get the product to the US faster. Now, before I go ahead and let you know about this, I do want to say the product that I'm going to be using as an example and creating ads for is the luxury portable espresso machine. Now, this page isn't fully done. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and edit the description and everything, and you can take a look at it after I'm done on your own time, because I'm not going to sit here and go over the description and every little minute detail that I'm doing. I'm going to change the price and all of that. So anyway, let me just go back to what I was saying before we go ahead and continue on to the most important part, which is creating the ads. But this is very crucial that you understand this before we really get started. So you want to take a look at which countries accept ePacket. So you can run a very simple Google search, and what I did was I searched ePacket countries, and then I have a list of 36, well technically 35 countries that accept ePacket. However, I noticed something when I started making sales on the portable charger that you can put to any surface, is that I noticed that it offered ePacket, right? So again, if I search ePacket, we had ePacket. However, I was under the assumption that this supplier was willing to ship anywhere. So I went ahead and started advertising this particular product in marketplaces like Germany. And as a matter of fact, Germany is where I got most of my sales. The United States, I got like maybe 7, 8 sales. Germany was like 30, 40 sales, which is pretty cool. But I realized that even though they're listed on an ePacket, that they accept ePacket, this supplier didn't ship out via anything to Germany. They just didn't ship to Germany, and that was my fault that I had to learn. So then I had to find another supplier that shipped to Germany. But how do you tell? How do you save yourself the headache? Well, pretty simple. When you find a supplier, this becomes very grueling and daunting, okay? If you click ships to, if you go to shipping and payment right next to product details and feedback, and you search, let's just say Germany, right over here, the supplier / shipping company does not deliver your selected products to that country or region, which again is really, really annoying. So what I had to do, I had to find a new supplier for this that went ahead and shipped to Germany. So let me just go right down over here, shipping and payment, all right, and then just type in Germany. So over here, Germany is accepted, so I had to use a different supplier for this particular product. So make sure that when you're creating your ads, and this is important because we're going to be targeting these countries in bulk, make sure that the particular supplier you're using allows those countries to be targeted. So the second thing I wanted to cover before I transition on to creating the ad is how to research ePacket suppliers. I mentioned this very briefly before. You just want to run a simple Google search with ePacket countries. So you can go ahead and research it on Google, or you can take a look in the description. I go ahead and provide you the countries as well. So let's move on to number 3. So now is when we're going to create the ad. Now I'm going to focus more so on the targeting than the creative. I've talked about creatives in other videos, and I also have something in the description down below which will point you to how I create my particular ads and the creatives for that. So the very first thing when creating an ad is I always like to focus on conversions and start off at purchase conversions. Now, why? Because here's the thing, and I'm very, very drawn on this. I use a bunch of different tactics all the time. So when it comes down to it, I like to focus on the purchase conversion because I want to get right to the purchases. I want to build my pixel as fast as I possibly can. However, there's people that like to go from view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and then purchase for the data points. However, I just like to go straight for purchase, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can go right for purchases because, again, we want to focus on getting those sales. So I'm going to click on conversions, and then I'm going to go ahead and name this the luxury. I'm just going to do portable espresso machine because I have to rebrand it still. So let me just go back to my ads manager, all right? And that's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to click continue. Now, right over here, whoops, I needed those because I want to go ahead and get the countries. So right over here, under conversions, and I'll tell you how to name your ad set and everything else. But under conversions, it's not going to be add to cart. You want to go ahead and have it set to purchase, okay? So there we go. Now, again, I'm going to scroll down and take a look at this. Everyone in this location. What you want to change this to is everyone who lives in this location. Why? Because this also includes the people that are visiting the particular countries. We don't want the visitors, we want the actual people that live in the particular location. Very, very important. So the other thing I'm going to go ahead and do is click add location in bulk. Now I'm going to go and copy this particular list that you can also find in the description, like I said, right? And I'm going to copy up to United States, and I'm going to paste this, all right? I'm going to do countries, and I'm going to remove the asterisks from these, all right? And then I'm going to go ahead and just click match locations, and it's going to match the locations for me, all right? So there we go. Save this list to use it again, okay? Add 35 locations. There we go, list name. We're going to do ePacket worldwide and click save list. Now you're going to notice it's a lot of people here, okay? Now what I'm going to do here is very important. Depending on the product, I'm going to match this up with age, gender, language, etc. Now language we're probably not even going to touch. But age, I would say 21 starting off with this, okay? So 21 to 65. Now again, it doesn't really narrow down the audience so much, but 21 to 65 plus is fine. Again, don't forget, we're advertising a portable espresso machine. However, what you need to understand is that between 18, 19, and 20 years old, those particular individuals typically need to, either number one, be very budget conscious, or number two, need to ask their parents if they can go ahead and, purchase something for them, or if they are allowed to purchase it themselves. Just keep that in mind. So again, between 18, 19, and 20 is a little bit of a gray area for me. Unless the product is really meant for them, I'm not going to go ahead and start off targeting them. Gender, this works for both men and women. And let's talk about detailed targeting. So when it comes down to detailed targeting, this is something that I cover extensively in the 100K blueprint because it's very, very important. You have different routes to target. You have different mediums to target. You can target brands if Facebook allows you. You can target magazines. You could target books, authors, / people. So influencers, right? So again, detailed targeting is very, very important. However, you want to get closest to the money. So this particular product that I'm advertising right over here, the luxury portable espresso machine, I want to get as close to the money as I possibly can, meaning which company, person, brand, magazine is generating all of the sales, is making a lot of money. So the first one, okay, so I'm going to just run a quick Google search, biggest coffee brands. I can also do coffee magazines, okay, and then coffee, I can't even do coffee endorsers. That doesn't really make sense. So we have over here Folgers, Dunkin' Donuts, Lavazza, Starbucks, Maxwell House, McCafe. So we have, again, biggest coffee brands popular on the web. So top 10 coffee companies in the world, we can take a look at this particular website and see what they offer. Now, we're gonna really have to dive in a little bit deeper and see exactly if A, it fits into what we're trying to go ahead and sell, and B, if the company is able to be targetable. So let me just do some research on this list and give me 1 second. So I went ahead and just took number 10, made it super, super easy, and I went to their website to see if they sold, coffee, something that you can go ahead and put and make use inside of the product that I'm selling. It just so happens that yes, they do sell coffee. Now, it's not like Starbucks or these other particular companies like Dunkin' Donuts where you walk in and you buy the coffee there. So you have to logically think. I don't know if Dutch Bros is the same way, but ideally I want to find a company that perhaps maybe like Bulletproof Coffee as well. I have it right over there. So let me just go with Bulletproof Coffee. Why? Because of the fact that it's more so than anything products that you order to your house, you pick it up at Whole Foods. You can't go into a Bulletproof Coffee store and get Bulletproof Coffee. So again, Bulletproof Coffee is something that I can target, and then from Bulletproof, I'm going to try and get other type of other type of brands or other type of similar interests that I can go ahead and target, which is going to be very, very important. So we're going to start off with Bulletproof just because, number one, I know their company is very, very big, and number two, I know they're making money because of the fact that they're selling products. So if people are interested in Bulletproof, it's because they're buying the products, which tells me that they're a consumer of products, not just a consumer of content and then just walk away. So Bulletproof is what I'm going to go ahead and target and see if I can target. So Bulletproof. So let's search Bulletproof Coffee. So this doesn't really have a massive audience, unfortunately. So potential reach 840,000, even though the size is 5,900. I don't know. It seems like there might be a little bit of a bug inside of Facebook. But I'm going to click suggestions, and then I'm going to see what we have over here. So it seems like it's more dedicated towards kind of like self-help, biohacking, ketones. Again, this isn't more of who I want to target. So Bulletproof Coffee might not be the best person or best interest to target. Let's just go back to exactly what I showed you before. Dutch Bros. So I'm going to grab Dutch Bros and see if I can target Dutch Bros and see what happens. Dutch Bros Coffee. So 1.1 million people targetable. So right over here, it's still 840 million, but I'm going to unclick expand interest when it may improve performance at a lower cost per result. So we have 1.1 million people that we're targeting. Now, that's decent. The amount of people that I want to have for my potential reach when it comes down to an interest would be anywhere from 2 to 5 million ideally because of how many countries we're targeting. Now let's just say, for example, you go out there and you find something with like 10 million. So let's just go with, Starbucks, right? Starbucks is pretty dang big and it's worldwide. So right over here we have 77 million people. That's really big. What we want to do is narrow audience, and we want to do engaged, okay? Engaged shoppers as a behavior. So this audience now becomes 36 million. Yes, it's still big, and I definitely wouldn't go out just broadly targeting that because it's not a good idea until you have enough pixel data. But you can go ahead and cross it with engaged shoppers and other different behaviors as well. You can do online shopping, etc. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and target Dutch Bros Coffee, and I'm going to click off of Starbucks, and I'll leave it as is, 1.1 million people. However, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to scroll up to ad set name, Dutch Bros, and then 35 countries, right? And that's pretty much what I would leave it at in regards to this particular targeting. Now again, I know everyone's thinking to themselves, well, not all these countries speak English. And you're right, that's absolutely fine. But we're going to let Facebook do what they do best. They're going to optimize for us on our behalf, right? Now when it comes down to placements, let's talk about that. When it comes down to placements, I click Edit Placements, and I leave for all devices. Now, I typically don't like Audience Network. Now, the reason I don't like the Audience Network is because of the fact that it puts your ads, what I feel like it puts your ads in a very random and weird location. In blog posts, when you scroll up and have native articles that you read, your ad is there. It's in very unwanted places, very cluttered. So I typically don't use the Audience Network. Even Instagram feed and stories, you have to have a certain type of ad creative, which again, we don't really need to focus on right now. So once we go and create the ad, they'll tell you there's going to be an error that the stories might not work and the feed might not work as well. But we'll leave it for feed. We'll remove stories. So we'll also remove stories on Facebook, and we'll remove Marketplace, and we can leave these as is. Now Messenger, we can leave it on Messenger as well. It's not that big of a deal. Messenger is more personalized in my opinion. So this is exactly how I would like to go out and target these particular 1.1 million people. Now let's talk about daily budget. Now this is one thing, and why I'm making this video is because I'm gonna start this off at $15. Now at the end of this, I have a presentation that I created in order to go ahead and show you exactly the best budget, your best kind of cost per click, cost per unique click at that, and a lot of different other type of variables that you want to know. So make sure you stick all the way till the end. So budget, I'm going to set it to $15. Now optimize for ad delivery conversion. Conversion window, 7 days click or 1 day view. Now this is pretty interesting. After clicking or viewing your ad, 1 day click or view. So basically what this means is that the user who watches your particular video or sees your particular ad, they have 1 day from seeing it, from purchasing, in order for Facebook to track it. So 7 days click or view is what I like to leave it on, because people like to come back, bookmark, they might get on the email list, cart abandonment, whatever it is, and I want Facebook to still track that person that they sent me in order to build my pixel up faster. Now, if you just want to see if your ads are performing immediately well, and they're performing exceptionally well immediately, then you would set it to 1 day click or view. So if you want to do 1 day click or 7 days click, that means that they have a 1 day gap or 7 day gap in order to purchase your product before Facebook tracks it. So this is exactly what I wanted to show you in regards to creating your particular ad set. And don't forget, it's campaign, ad set, and ad. Very, very important. So here we are inside of the particular ad set, and what you can do is you can click duplicate, and then what you can also do is you can quick duplicate, and you can set as many different interests as you want. So if you just click duplicate, it'll go ahead and create another ad set over here. But if you click on duplicate right over here, you can choose the number that you want. So let's just say we wanted to have 5 more for a total of 7. We want to use it in the original campaign. We click duplicate. Now watch this. This is how we're going to start rapidly testing different interests. So it's going to go ahead and create all this. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off at the very top right over here. Right? So we're in this one. It's highlighted blue. And what I'm going to do is go down to detailed targeting. I'm going to click on suggestions, and then I'm going to see coffee house. Let's take a look at what coffee house is. So coffee house, all right, does it fit into something that we can go ahead and target? So the coffee house, let's see what it is. So it seems like an actual location that people go to. That's something that I'm trying to avoid as of right now. So let's just do espresso. So let's just go ahead and see what else we have. We have coffee roasting, perhaps, coffee maker. Let's just take a look at what coffee maker is. So it seems like coffee maker is actually a particular product, if I'm correct, because it's not appearing anywhere. So yeah, coffee maker, that's a great product that I can a great interest that I can target with this product. So coffee maker seems to be a great interest that I can target with this particular product. So I'm going to grab this, okay, and then I'm going to go all the way to the top, and then I'm going to paste it right there. And now I have 15 million people that I can potentially reach. So remember I said before, if we want to go ahead and really narrow this down, we can. So let's just go to narrow audience, and let's just do engaged shoppers. So people right over here that are engaged in the behaviors of shopping. So there we go. Now we have 7 million people. Again, not the best, but I'll let it slide. 7 million, I'll let it slide because of how many countries we're targeting. So we're going to leave this one as is, which is our original campaign. The ones that say copy are not our original. I'm going to go again, click suggestions, and I'm going to keep on doing this. Nespresso, I know, is a great targeting interest. We have 10 million people right now. Now we have 8.9 million. Let's see if I narrow audience. If I go ahead and just choose engaged shoppers, who do I have now? What am I targeting? I have a total of 5.1. Good, it fits into what we're trying to do. So I'm going to just delete this. There we go. So again, you can do these for all of these all these particular ad sets, and then I can just delete this one if I don't want it. And now I have 3 different ad sets that I'm targeting different interests with. So that's exactly how you go out there and create an ad set, and more than anything, create a low budget, profitable Facebook ad. However, there are a few rules that you still need to follow. So now I want to go ahead and jump in to exactly what rules and parameters you need to follow. So let's go do that right now. So here are some of the best Facebook ad practices. We're going to talk about a single day and then 2 days or more. So after 24 hours, you want to go ahead and kill the ad if your CPM, so cost per meal, is greater than $14 to $17. So for every 1,000 impressions, if it's greater than 14 to 17. Now again, everyone's gonna tell you differently, but I do have some input on this. So if your CPM is greater than $14 to $17, kill it. And then we also have to take into account the cost per click, right? So if the average cost per click, unique cost per click is $1, then you wanna go ahead and potentially kill your ad. And why do I say potentially? Is because ROI is king. The return on investment is gonna be the determining factor whether or not you kill your ad or not. If your numbers break this mold right over here, if it's more than $30 CPM and $4 per click and you're still profitable, so be it. Let the ad run. These are just some basis numbers to help you understand and figure out if your ad is performing at a somewhat decent rate. So if it's below those numbers mentioned above, let it run for another 24 hours, bare minimum, okay? Bare minimum. Or you go ahead and let it spend 3 times profit per unit before ad spend. So what does that mean? Is that if you get, let's just say $10 profit per unit, let it run and let the budget go to $30. And if it's not profitable or showing signs of profitability, then you wanna go ahead and kill it. It's extremely simple to follow, nothing too complex, but what happens in 48 hours? So you wanna kill the entire campaign as a whole if you have anywhere from 0, no sales, all the way up to 3 sales. Or if you spend 3 times your profit with 0 to 3 sales, that's when you wanna go ahead and kill the entire campaign. Now kill your ad if the average cost per unique click is greater than $1. And again, this is a rule of thumb. $1 is actually really, really good. You know, you can expect like $2, $3 for every single click because of how much competition is in the Facebook ecosystem right now. So if you have $1, it's actually not bad. If it's $1.50, that's also not bad. $2, pushing it $3, like okay, that's a lot of money for every single click. So if you have sales within the first 24 hours, then you have to decide what to do. You have one of 2 options. Number 1 is you can kill it. You can shut off the entire campaign and move on to the very next product that you want to test. Or you can let it run for another day, and if your stats remain the same, just pretty much doubled or less than, then you need to kill that particular campaign. But if not, if it picks up, then great. So I'm gonna say this again. You wanna let it run for another 24 hours. If your stats remain the same as the first 24 hours, then kill it. Or if everything just doubled, okay, then go ahead and if everything doubled and stayed the same, then kill it. So if the ad picks up after the next 24 hours on top of the very first day that you let it run, if it picks up from there, then great, you have a winner. So remember, at the end of the day, ROI is king. If your numbers break the mold and you're profitable, so be it. Let it run. And that's the rule of thumb when it comes down to creating a low budget campaign. Now there's so many different ways to create low budget campaigns. This is a way that has been taught for years now and one that is very, very profitable as well. The only difference that we do today compared to years ago is we now go ahead and target multiple and various different countries rather than just targeting US, Canada, and other tier 1 American, or not American, but English speaking countries. So again, that's what I wanted to go ahead and cover in this video. I hope you learned a lot. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. I hope you learned a lot in this particular video. Now before I mentioned something in the video, I said I go really in depth on 100K Blueprint students. Now what's really cool is I haven't released 100K Blueprint in 2018. I shut it down for all of 2018 and let nobody inside. So what I want to invite you to do is join the waiting list down below if you want to go ahead and partake in the official relaunch of the 100K Blueprint that we're going to have open for a select few days. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and turn on notifications, and in the comments down below, put hashtag DanFam and one thing that you learned, because I'm gonna pick 2 random people to go ahead and win a 20-minute consultation call with me 100% free. And make sure you're also following me on Instagram, because I release really, really cool products on there that I'm either testing or going to be testing. So without any further ado, DanFam Notification Squad, it's been real. Subscribe, I'll see you tomorrow.